Well, hey there team, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to something a little different, a bit of a special edition, special preview. I'm having a look at a game called Kunitsu-Gami Path of the Goddess, and I'll just pronounce it as bogan Australian as I can. So this is an upcoming game from Capcom, which was, I feel like, only just recently announced, and yet it's releasing in a couple of weeks. So Capcom just had their Capcom Next stream, you know, the new generation of E3 mid-year gaming event streams, and this was featured heavily, and they kind of dropped the demo build for it as well. So you can go and check that out yourself. So that's what I've had a look at here. I've had a little bit of a play, just enough to cut my teeth and get a bit of an idea of what's going on, wild and unusual as this might seem. I'm a bit of a Capcom fan. I always have been, you know. Resident Evil might be my favorite series of all time, but they've got things like the Dead Rising remake coming out this year, and even things like Exoprimal, which no one played, no one talks about last year, and yet I think that was fantastic. And then the Dragon's Dogmas. Anyway, the point is, I have a lot of hope in Capcom, and I often really enjoy what they do. And this is no exception. This game's wild, it's weird, it's doing some unusual mechanics mashed together, which I love, a bit of originality from a AAA studio, who would have thought? So yeah, to front load, I would say go and check out the demo yourself to be sure, but this looks really, really cool, and I'm looking forward to playing it in full when it comes out later this month. So what is it? Oh my goodness. So this is gonna be tricky. I suppose let's separate it, thematic and mechanic, right? So thematic, as best as I can understand, this is what you would call Kagura, which is kind of ultra ancient mythological Japanese fantasy, as best as I can tell. That's my Western analogy for it, which is cool to see, right? You don't see a lot of that sort of mysticism, what I would call Japanese fantasy, especially out of Capcom. When you think about it, Capcom sort of does a lot of Western stuff through the lens of a Japanese creator, and that's how you end up with really cool, interesting things like Dragon's Dogma. Even the Exoprimal example, I would say, kind of feels like a Western sci-fi, just fueled by Japanese insanity by throwing, you know, dinosaurs into the mix. Even the Resident Evils, but you get the point. Like, Capcom has this unique blend, this unique vision, and off the top of my head, at least out of all their tentpole releases, I can't really think of them sort of doing the Japanese Kagura type vision. So it's kind of cool to see that. One game that comes to mind is Ghostwire Tokyo. What was that? That was Tango under Bethesda, and I think that flopped horrendously, which is a shame because that was really cool, but it did the same sort of thing, like what I would probably call Japanese spiritual fantasy. So they're doing the same thing here. And the themes spread into the gameplay as well. You have to clear these, what are they called, Shinto gates or something like that. I'll dovetail that into the mechanics as well. The game bills itself as an action strategy game, which seems about right. The camera's sort of top down. It's almost strategic in a way. Kind of reminds me of like bloody Dragon's Age tactics view. I guess maybe Baldur's Gate-ish, though you're still controlling your character in an action combat kind of way. You've got block, you've got dodge, you've got left-right clicks into combos. So it's still firmly a character action type game, but it's mixed in with wave defense and also villager management. I feel like already I'm getting ahead of myself. Okay, so it's split into two phases is one way of looking at it when you're in a scenario. You're escorting this Sheila. None of it makes any sense to me yet because it's sort of, the demo's kind of just vignettes from what I understand. It's just slapped together scenarios. Whatever story's going on there, I have no idea, but I don't particularly care because the gameplay's a lot of fun. So you've got this Sheila that you're protecting, escorting. Essentially, she is trying to get from point A to point B along this path with corruption on it, like mucky black goo nonsense, and at the end of it's a gate. Essentially, she wants to get to the gate, she wants to cleanse the gate. So you can go to the end of the goober carpet and hold down a button and clear it with your umbrella sword. Oh my god. This was not on my bingo card for this year. And that expends this sort of currency, I don't know, pink balls, and you run around in the kind of instant scenario while a clock ticks, kind of clearing areas, picking up, cutting down plants, that sort of stuff, but you're trying to collect up this currency, this mana, or whatever you'd like to call it, which you then spend to clear the path further forward of blue goobers, and this Sheila on autopilot will just slowly cleanse along the path as well. So essentially you're spending the currency to delete sections of this path, which she in turn will, on a slow timer, clean and progress all the way up. So it's like an escort in a way. You also use the currency on villages that you find to turn them into different sort of classes. Deceptively, one of them is called a woodcutter, but I don't believe it's all resource gathering. It's just what it probably should be called is like an axe warrior. But you get other sort of mystic dudes. I've unlocked an archer, that sort of thing. So you collect these little warriors and you have a fairly rudimentary, built for console, villager management kind of control. So you can send them back to protect the chick, or you can tell them attack the dudes, that sort of thing. So it's a sort of a peaceful phase, a bit time attack while you're running around collecting this resources, bringing it back, clearing the carpet, she's pushing forward, and you're going to win the level when she finally gets to the gate, and then you can cleanse it. However, what happens is she's not going to make it in one day. At night time, the gate will open, it goes into a second phase, she stops cleansing, and it becomes reverse wave defense. The gate spews out baddies, and you and your little worker villager sidekicks kind of tower defense them a bit. You can position your dudes around. There's some bosses, that sort of stuff. So it's all very complicated, but it's still graspable. Really original. Cool hybrid of genres. It's got that classic Capcom RE engine, you know, jumping into a cutscene between these vignetted missions. Like, I know I've mentioned Exoprimal quite a bit, but the sort of structure at the top level of this game feels a lot like Exoprimal, where it's going to be cutscenes interspersed with vignette level runs, whatever you want to call them, instances, dungeons, scenarios, that sort of thing, which I'm all about. I love that model. I think it's a really cool thing that they've been playing with, and it's good to see it again. And then when that's all done, you go back to a base and you can equip things in a tent and eat bloody sushi boxes or whatever. You know, it's all a bit beyond me. So it's a lot. there's a lot of culture shock in here. But anyway, this video turned out to be a little bit longer than I thought it would be. I only wanted to just do a quick little update. Say, check out the demo yourself, put this on your radar. I will probably do an overview when I get my hands on it in full in a couple of weeks. But yeah, Capcom's hitting it out of the park. I've got Monster Hunter Stories sitting there. I need to play that because I really liked the sequel, and that came out the other day. But anyway, I don't want to digress too much. This game's really cool. It's really original, and if you're a fan of Capcom and them, and in general, AAA companies doing unusual stuff, which is becoming sort of a myth at this point, then yeah, maybe check it out. Get around it. All right, team, might just leave it there for the time being. I'll catch you guys on the next one.